Here.
Councilor Gelada.
Here.
Councilor Martin.
Here.
Councilor Bond.
Here.
Mayor Breda. We have a quorum.
And the mayor is out of town. Before we start on the public comments, does anybody else have a card they'd like to fill out? And I'm going to read the script, but normally we do these in the order that we receive them. I'm going to do it a little bit different tonight because we have 4 different subjects, so we're going to do it by subject instead. This is the time for public comment. If you have turned in a public comment form to the city recorder, comments are limited to 5 minutes. This is not the time for discussion. Council is not able to provide an immediate answer or response. The city manager may direct staff to follow up with you regarding your comment or questions if provided with contact information on the form. Before you make your comment, please state your name and address for the record. So we're going to start with Rob Barrett regarding Social Security bar.
My name is Rob Barrett, North Bank Chetco River Road. I'm here about concerns on the Social Security bar again. I see there's cameras up there. I don't even know if they work. There's no sign indicating video surveillance in the area. So I got like 6:23, 3:30 in the morning, 2 or 3 rigs down there spinning around for an hour. Next day, beer cans everywhere. Monday, 7/7, homeless people living in my backyard. 7/13, homeless down there until 2 o'clock in the morning. Motorcycle comes in at 1:30, they make some kind of transactions, all the while flipping flashlights towards my house. And of course, you can't call the cops. Brookings cops won't come out. So we've talked to the Department of State Lands. Rocks were dropped down there a year ago. They came out and looked, issued no citations because there were no violations, which indicates that's private property, which they pretty much said. So they said if they get involved, put a gate up, the gate will be closed. Not open and closed, just closed. So I would suggest maybe that Brookings put up a gate, have city cops open and close it. Everything that happens down there after dark is directly the fault of the city of Brookings letting people access that property all hours of the day and night. And everybody knows what goes on down there. Right? Anything after dark is no good down there. So, I mean, I got a list, but there's a lot of people, so thank you for your concern in this matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Trish Walker regarding motorized scooters.
Hi, I'm Trish Walker. I'm a retired RN and have been a resident in this city since 2009. I live up off of Welsh Court. Tonight I wanted to address my deep concerns regarding the number of children under the age of 16 who are riding motorized scooters. My concerns extends not only to the young riders themselves, but also to the surrounding pedestrians and the motorists who share our streets and walkways. Oregon law is very explicit about how these vehicles must be operated. First, they belong in bike lanes. State law strictly prohibits riding them on the sidewalks and through crosswalks where they must legally be walked. Second, there's a strict age and speed limits. Riders must be at least 16 years old, wear a helmet, and keep their speeds under 15 miles an hour. Most importantly, the state laws build in clear accountability for youth violations. Under ORS 814.536, parents, legal guardians, or persons with legal responsibility that authorizes or knowingly permits underage children to operate motorized vehicles or assisted scooters can face legal citations. Motor scooter injuries are increasing both nationwide and across Oregon. Newly released data from Oregon Health Authority tracked ED and hospital visits show that statewide injuries have doubled from 211 in 2021 to 509 in September 2025. The incidents go beyond minor scrapes. Hospital data reveals high volume of severe trauma, including head injuries and broken bones, requiring urgent emergency or inpatient care. According to OHA statistics, motorized scooters were involved in 17 fatalities from 2018 to September 2025. Vehicle collisions counted for 12 of the deaths, while the remaining 5 were non-traffic incidents. Notably, 2025 was the deadliest year with 7 deaths, which represented 41% of the deaths during that period. We don't have to look far to see devastating reality of these risks. On June 25th of this year, a 14-year-old boy in Beaverton was riding his scooter to school for a high school sports workout. He was wearing a helmet. He was riding his scooter through the crosswalk. He was struck by a vehicle driven by a 16-year-old girl. He tragically did not survive. What we don't want is that tragedy to happen here. These young riders just speed along, not cognizant of the risks or what's going on around them. They fail to yield. They assume people will see them and move. While a handful wear helmets, the vast majority are completely unprotected. As a driver, I have had multiple near misses with the children on the scooters. In one instance, one suddenly zipped in front of my vehicle at an intersection just as I began turning right at a stop sign. On another occasion, I was backing out of a driveway when a child appeared abruptly in my backup camera. Although he was wearing a helmet, he was looking down at his phone, completely unaware of my vehicle. I know I'm not the only person who's experienced these near misses with motorized scooters. With the senior citizens making up 30% of our local population, our community's road safety needs are changing. As we age, we naturally experience decreased mobility, slower reflexes, diminished eyesight, and delayed information processing. Compounding these physical challenges, many seniors in our city drive older vehicles that lack modern hazard detection and warning technology. Can you imagine how you would feel if you hit a kid or killed them with your vehicle? Can you imagine being that 16-year-old driver from Beaverton? She has to live the rest of her life knowing she killed somebody with her car. Addressing the issues effectively must begin with proactive community education, as residents cannot correct behaviors they don't even realize are dangerous. After all, we don't know what we don't know. We could launch a mass public awareness campaign by using social media, mail printed informational flyers to households, publish articles in the local newspapers, and update the city's website. Furthermore, we should engage our youth by posting flyers at school, sending educational material home with the students, and incorporating scooter safety into programs like our Safety City program. Once the comprehensive public safety campaign is established, the next logical step would be to introduce and implement clear city regulations and stricter enforcement. What we cannot afford is the preventable tragedy of a child's death simply because we failed to educate them and their families on critical public safety laws. I urge each of you to take a decisive action to ensure our city strictly adheres to Oregon revised statutes regarding motorized scooters and minors. Aligning our local enforcement and education with our state laws is a critical obligation that protects our children, supports our seniors, and keeps our entire community safe from preventable harm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Michael Frederick regarding Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival and TPAC.
Mike Frederick, 16883 Yellow Brick Road. I just wanted to thank the council again for moving on the money for the Wild Rivers Film Festival. And I see the Mushroom Festival is on the agenda tonight, and I anticipate that they'll get the full funding request, just like the film festival did. It's great to see this moving and money flowing out, but the TPAC thing's been hanging out there for like 6 months now, and applications had to be in a month and a half ago, and the other applicants that I've talked to, nobody's been interviewed yet or anything, so it goes back to what I was saying at the last meeting. The season's over, the money's shrinking. If I could get an update on that, either from the city manager or in the final comments from the meeting, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Rosemary Watson Frith. Okay.
Good evening. So nice to meet you all. And I want to thank you for your service. And
Can we get, just for the record, your address?
yes, it's Rosemary Watson Frith, 1051 Wharf Street. I'm a homeowner for 7 years there. I live close to Macklin Cove and Mills Beach. And I'm here to express some concerns. So I love living in Brookings. I'm so happy to be here in this beautiful community with so many wonderful, kind neighbors. I'm here to speak about my concerns for Macklin Cove community, safety issues, and proactive prevention of ongoing disruptive and dangerous activities on Mills Beach, which occurs mostly in the middle of the night, disturbing the peace of the good neighbors who care for the community and need to rest during those late hours. There's lots of disturbance, lots of noise, yelling, music, which I hear from my home, and being awakened at the middle of the night and trying to sleep is very difficult, including hearing. A few years ago, I heard a woman crying with despair, and it sounded like she was a victim of violence. And I did call the police and report that. So I believe good people need protection as opposed to favoring disruptive people with criminal activities, as loud music disturbing people, later littering the beach, causing dangerous fire hazards during high volatility season and high risk period where fires have become one of our greatest life threats. And so having fires on the beach late at night by people that are intoxicated is not safe. Prevention is always a wise strategy to avert the danger before it arises. So I would like to support the idea of having a closed gate from sunset to sunrise. Because the best solution to protect people's rights to having rest at night, because they have to get up early in the morning and go to work, to stop criminal activities in peaceful communities, to prevent fire disasters, most of all, and support good neighbors in the community. That's it.
Thank you. Next is Ron Reel.
My name is Ron Rill, and it's 937 Chetco Avenue. Good evening, City Council members. My name is Ron Rill, and I provide management services for Macklin Cove Homeowners Association and 6 other associations here in Brookings. I'm here tonight to respectfully request reconsideration of the hours of operation for Mill Beach parking lot due to the continuing harmful impact that the current situation poses on nearby residents who live there amongst the coast in a region and neighborhood, safety that needs to be provided. Residents living near the beach regularly experience late-night noise, disturbances, questionable activities, and ongoing public safety concerns during hours when most neighborhoods reasonably expect peace and tranquility. Our call for action is the responsible thing to do. It is reasonable because it balances policies that protect both public and access and enjoyment with safety and livability of our residents who have chosen that small, wonderful part of Brookings as home. As the owner of the largest property management company in Curry County, and one of the top real estate agents representing approximately 900 transactions since beginning my real estate transaction business here in town, to our wonderful community, I personally take potential buyers down to Mill Beach. The reaction is always memorable and so contagious. They ooh and ah as we traverse down the access road, and then something happens. Sometimes they see trash. Sometimes they see people parked where they shouldn't be. Sometimes they even applaud, though, as we first approach, but they never ask the question, is it open all night? I've been asked to discuss one major concern tonight, and that is fire safety. First, blocked fire engine access. Some vehicles regularly park in the Macklin Cove condominium's fire lane. This prevents the engines from having access to if a fire occurs. There are over 50 homes and 14 condominium units directly or immediately at threat from a fire. This equals millions of dollars in case of a needless and preventable potential fire. Second, abandoned fires. Some residents have observed and attended unattended and abandoned fires from night guests. These fires are near trees, vegetation, structures, propane tanks at the base of the Macklin Cove condominiums. Some of the fires have also been left unattended. Some have been left not completely extinguished. Certainly, this is a breach of protection for our residents and our community. In addition to being reasonable, we need a responsible solution to this very important issue. These ongoing conditions create preventable risks. If our city chooses to continue allowing campfires that pose a known and present danger to our guests, residents, surrounding property, and even emergency responders, then such a risk should only be during a responsible time frame. That is a time when the fire department can be on site immediately and able to extinguish the fire. This goes back to the fire lane issue. We need to ask, why is parking repeatedly allowed illegally in designated fire lanes? Our city has an opportunity to reduce foreseeable risks through responsible preventive measures. And finally, we as a community need to react in a respectful manner. Brookings law enforcement and firefighters respond professionally whenever called. Our concern is that the current policy requires them to respond after the problem occurs rather than preventing it. Let us respect the time, the talent, professionalism, the lives of our heroes and heroines who defend us and protect us daily. Let us be respectful of the residents who live in this beautiful community that we all love. So we're here tonight to ask you to consider aligning Mill Beach parking for 1/2 hour after the sun rises and a half hour after it sets. Please remember the 4 R's, the 3 R's: reasonable, responsible, and respectful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's actually 4 R's. Ron Reed.
Did you call?
Good afternoon.
Hold on a second. What's your name?
Oh, yes, it's Jack Kepner. I live at 270 Allen Lane.
And you were next, so.
I was not.
We didn't put it in order, we were hoping we could go in our order, if that's okay.
Okay, well, these are in the order that we received them for the moment one, so. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good vibe place. I've been here twice. It feels good. You have your hands full, all of you. Let me take the sunglasses off because they are prescription, but I will read better with these
Get
glasses.
your address real fast for the.
I already told it, 270 Allen Lane
Okay.
in Brookings, Oregon. Good evening. Thanks for what you're doing. Like I said, it's a good vibe place. A lot of good people here. The cops were smiling when I walked in, so that's good. My name is Jack Kepner, and a few months ago, my German-American-born wife and medical doctor that is treating many of us in this community, Dr. Gudrun Gigi Reed, and I moved to the lovely home just above Mill Beach City Park. Actually, it's Sue Wright's former home, and Sue Wright is the founder of the Wild Rivers Film Festival. Ron Reel sold us a home. Thank you. I appreciate it. Actually, we're very close to you, right where Allen and right at where the street goes down steep. Allen, Sandy, and Mill Beach all converge there. We're 5 minutes from everything that's fun downtown, right here. Chetco Brewery. There we go. We're easy. During the day, it's an iconic home in a bucolic, serene neighborhood. I'm here tonight not just for myself, but for my new neighbors. People who love where we live and who are increasingly worried about what's happening in the city park. in Brookings, Oregon. Like your own homes and neighborhoods, it should feel peaceful and safe. But as we found out in the past few months, it has a feel to it that's different when the night comes. There's nefarious gatherings. There are disturbances, and there's activity that makes us feel, and other residents around us, uneasy in our own neighborhood. People are kept awake, property is damaged, and there's a growing sense that this beautiful place, with all these wonderful photographs you have, I can pick out my home in several of these, is maybe not the greatest place in the world. That possibly this beautiful place is being neglected during the very hours in which it is most vulnerable. My research shows that Mill Beach is the only city park in Brookings with hours that extend until midnight. Please tell me why. What's going on there? Every other park closes near sunset. So while the rest of the city has a clear boundary, it's very clearly delineated, that helps prevent these very issues that I'm talking about, our neighborhood is left exposed to them night after night. Esteemed council members, we are not asking for anything extreme here. We are asking to be treated just in the same way that every other neighborhood is treated in this wonderful, great town of Brookings. It's a simple, reasonable change. There's 11 words. And if you can put those words together, it says, please align Mill Beach hours with the rest of Brookings parks. Wow. Not rocket science here. Because right now the message feels that, well, my neighborhood has to carry a burden that others do not. Over time, guess what? It wears on our neighborhood. It's wearing people down. Our guest speakers here. It's getting to wear us down individually. It's not a great thing once the light goes down in Brookings. It changes how we feel about our town. We want to be proud of Mill Beach, and we are. We want to feel comfortable walking there in the evening, knowing it is respected and protected overnight. We want to preserve it, not watch it decline because of the aforementioned preventable problems. So please, 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 all of you, help us restore that balance. Bring Mill Beach back up into line with the rest of Brookings parks. We're not asking for anything more than anybody else, including your neighborhoods. All of us live here. We just want the same peace, the same safety, and respect that every other neighborhood in Brookings deserves. Thank you all so much for what you're doing. I appreciate getting this time to speak before you and hearing our words and the outpouring of our hearts.
Thank you. So just a reminder, please limit comments to 5 minutes. Next is Shane Williams. Okay. Shawnee Cameron?
Yeah, I was going to go last. Is there anybody else who wants to speak? No? That's fantastic. I'll go after.
I did fill out one. Hi. I'm Constance Artis.
Yep. Next.
Okay.
And your address, please.
Yes, I'm from Santa Barbara, California. My name is Constance Arvis. I'm representing myself and my family, Karen and James Thompson, and we have a lovely and much beloved second home here in Brookings for over 10 years. We are in the Macklin Cove condos and we're member 5. And I just wanted to add my voice. Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for taking the time to look at this matter and take it seriously. You've heard about the issues, and I would just second everything that's already been said. I have seen the partying, I've seen the needles, I've seen the people peeing, and it's not something that we think any families here in Brookings should be subject to. In addition, I want to tell you that I personally have gone down to the beach and I have put out fires that are smoldering and above the high tide line. So there is an issue of safety and security for sure. And I think that our request is extraordinarily reasonable. Just have us aligned with the hours that other parks have within this area. And I'm going to hazard a guess, because I saw the police at the beach this morning well before 8 o'clock, I'm going to hazard a guess that because our hours are not the same as others, we become more of a magnet for those who are trying to hang out and do whatever they do well beyond sunset. So if you would please just take up this matter actively, we'd very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. The last is Roderick Frith.
Hello, Roderick Murray Frith, and I'm at 1051 Warp Street. A landlord along with my wife Rosemary. I just wanted to reiterate what the others have said and to add that I'm also speaking for our 5 tenants that live on our property and emphasize that our house is probably about 100 feet away from the parking lot there at Mill Beach. And so we do hear the noise very noticeably when it happens. And that we have 5 tenants that I'm speaking for as well. And since the road is steep, another addition to the noise factor is that when loud, noisy trucks are leaving, they add the noise that they're sometimes peeling out on the pavement and makes loud screeching noises as they go up. So that all adds to it. So I'm also in favor of this proposal to add the gate at the appropriate times. Add that I'm speaking for my tenants as well.
Thank you. So, thanks for everybody who spoke tonight.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I believe there's one more. I think we skipped Sean. Hi, my name is Shawnee Cameron. So I just flicked the paper clip down there. I live at 200 Macklin Cove, and I'm a homeowner there and a professional. And I try not to be redundant with what everyone said, so I'm kind of backing up with what people haven't said so far. I think we're all saying the same thing, is that we like alignment with the hours. We think that would make a big difference. It wouldn't make it perfect, but it would help a lot. A lot of things happen that are undesirable after sunset, unfortunately. It's not family friendly. We all feel that Mill Beach should remain accessible, welcoming, safe for families, residents, and responsible visitors. And I think it's what we're seeing is the lack of responsible visitors. You probably all know that Mill Beach is beautiful. It's also secluded. There's not a lot of visibility, so unfortunately, there's a lot of things that draw problematic behavior down there. The seclusion, I think, is a big one, the late hours. And the fact that all the surrounding areas, everybody knows Mill Beach is the only one open till 12 at night. So I've seen certain drug deals, I've seen domestic violence, I've seen kids lost. It's quite horrible, the things that happen there. So we'd like to see reasonable parking lot hours. We think that would be a big step in the right direction. And the good news is it's no cost. We're not asking for you all to do anything that costs any money. It's just alignment, maybe refresh signs. I think we got that general idea there. The current policy creates unnecessary expense of public safety resources, we think is a really good point too. I think our police department is amazing. I saw a couple in here. They're truly outstanding human beings. The department is so responsive, and they really do care. And Chief McCurdy has been wonderful. But we see, unfortunately, that their time is being spent on the tertiary end all the time. It's never within reasonable boundaries. They're always chasing things that could have been prevented with reasonable parameters, it appears. We tried to get some police records to show what we're seeing, some evidence. We're quite sure they're profound. We had a little snag there because I think it was $475 to get some through January. We understand there's something called crime prevention through environmental design called SEPTED. I hope I'm saying that right. Where it limits late night vehicle access. It's a well-established crime prevention through environmental design strategy, reduces opportunities for crime while preserving daytime public access. So once again, we don't want to limit access. We're just trying to tweak it a little bit so we get a little better, more family-friendly experiences down there. That's fair to say. We think that an analysis of the public resources will absolutely confirm what we're all seeing. And I'm sure the police officers know they're probably tired of being called down there. I'm embarrassed to call them as much as I have to. Why our request is reasonable, responsible, and respectful, Ron's words, was it aligns Mill Beach hours with other city parks. It improves the fire risk and safety for all. Reduces illegal overnight activity. It's a no-cost solution, and it's consistent with SEPTED principles, prevention over response. All the other parks, again, are at sunset, sunrise to sunset, except Mill Beach. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought somebody said something. So I have a call to action that we kind of put together, and then an information packet. Can I give it to you, Brooklyn, just so you can share with them? It has examples of, most importantly, as a Oregon Defensible Space Report from OSFM, I hope I'm saying that right, noting that the fire engine access is a real problem. That's all the time. There's 4 parking spots in the down at Mill Beach. There's 3 regular parking spots, 1 handicap parking spot. There's a picture in there with 8 cars and 1 in the fire access. I tried to get typical pictures. People gave me pictures that they see. Our Macklin Cove condominium president, Dennis, right here, Dennis Brown, wrote a wonderful paragraph in there about his concerns about the vandalism towards the condominiums. We had a fence get vandalized, a gate, the fire access gate actually. We had a lady that's caught on a picture there, somebody's surveillance camera, a picture of her going through the carports and trying doorknobs. So there's our correspondence between me asking the city manager if we could get those police records to help provide evidence. There's a letter in there from a neighbor that couldn't attend, who's an attorney who has strong feelings about this problem. And then what we're kind of proud of is within about 3 weeks, we got over 50 signatures. And that's in there. There's a digital format and then a hard format because some people can't access the digital. So there's 50 signatures of people saying they want alignment with ours. And then you see pictures of abandoned fires. That happens all the time. 2 people have been camping down there almost all summer. And then the other thing that's really confusing is that there's interagency confusion about jurisdiction. There's very distinct lines about who handles what. If something happens on the beach, the police are wonderful and they come, but it's really like there's certain things they're not supposed to handle. Like I think it's campers, they're supposed to go to the parks, Oregon State parks, yet they're not open 24/7 and they don't even answer the phone during the day. So it feels like there needs to be interagency collaboration between the fire department, police, city, and Oregon State parks to determine who to call for what, because we get a lot of mixed messages. And then the signage does not correlate, so that's an important thing to know. Hopefully I'm not getting too close. I'm almost to the end of the 5 minutes here.
If we could wrap it up,
Huh?
we're past the 5 minutes.
Are we five? Okay, so we're past the 5 minutes, sorry about that. So the most important thing is our call to action you'll see in the back of your page. And I'll be real quick and just say, number one is we respectfully request the city council to take the following actions. Align Mill Beach parking lot hours with the city's standard park hours. Number two, if you're not prepared to make that change, would you please conduct a comprehensive public safety analysis to determine why this one parking lot is optimal, or what public service is that? What is that accomplishing? Because it doesn't seem obvious. And review the police records, calls for service after sunset, impact on nearby residents, and the public benefit, like I said, rationale for maintaining extended parking lot hours, evaluating additional safety concerns. We thought of an alternative plan. If you must keep it open, maybe you'd be willing to assign an attendant, a safety officer down there all the time. I don't know, a resource officer. Lastly, we just want to say Mill Beach should remain accessible, welcoming, safe for families, residents, and responsible visitors. Our request does not seek to limit public access to the beach. Rather, it seeks to establish responsible, respectful, and reasonable vehicle parking hours that are consistent with the city's other parks, reduce preventable safety risks, and better protect the public, nearby neighborhoods, and emergency responders. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Thank you again for everybody who commented. We're going to continue with the rest of our meeting, so if you want to stay till the end, you're more than welcome.
Is it going to be excitement?
It looks pretty straightforward. We're going to...
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to give these back to you, Brooklyn. So we're going to move to agenda item E, consent calendar. Do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Question?
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Counselor Vaughn.
Yes.
Counselor Giroir.
Yes.
Counselor Long.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Agenda item F, staff reports, public hearing, ordinances, resolutions, final orders. The first one is the CH2M Hill Engineer Amendment number 3.
Yep, thank you. I'll present this. On May 22nd, 2023, the city entered into a 10-year service contract with CH2M Hill Engineers, which is known as Jacobs Engineering, for operation, maintenance, and management of the treatment service for treatment services. Jacobs provides all employees and supplies staff the water and wastewater treatment plants, sewer lift stations, water pump stations, and water storage tanks. The city owns the facilities and equipment which are maintained by Jacobs. This contract has proved to be beneficial to the city in cost savings over previous operation costs, eliminating the challenge of staffing certified operators and transferring liability to Jacobs. This yearly base fee with adjustments, amendment number 3, outlined in this contract, is determined by the 12-month percent change from October of the prior year to October of the current year in the consumer price index for all urban consumers, water and sewer and trash collection services. And since then, I think we found that we didn't provide all the information in the staff report, but I think since the city manager provided that information to you, which sort of breaks down what the increases are. It's not necessarily the CPI, there's additional costs as well. So I think you have that, there's a base fee adjustment formula that they use that we agreed to in the agreement. And so I think you have a copy of that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It sounds like the increases are in line with the long-term contract.
Yes,
It's interesting, they use a different CPI than we use.
that's what was agreed upon back
Yeah.
in the day, but yes, you're exactly right. So, and the different time frame as well, I believe, so.
Oh, it might be based on the fact that the contract's 10 years old, 9
Yeah.
years old. Gotcha.
Any discussion or comments? I just want to say that I'm pleased with the city's partnership with Jacobs and the effectiveness of this contract. And I hear from other water districts, sanitary districts, and cities of just the challenge of, as Tony mentioned, of having qualified operators and qualified staff. And this has prevented us from having that hardship that a lot of other cities have. And, you know, it looks like Jacobs has been doing a great job for the city for the entire time that they've been involved. Do we have a motion?
A motion to authorize the city manager to sign amendment number 3 for CH2M Hill Engineers commencing July 1st, 2026 and concluding June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Question?
Counselor Bond.
Aye.
Counselor Giuliano.
Yes.
Counselor Long.
Yes.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
The motion carries.
So agenda item F2, tourism event funding assistance request for the Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival. It's on page 12.
Mr. Mayor and Council, before you tonight is a request for funding from the Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival. It is very similar to the Wild Rivers Film Festival in that they have asked beyond the standard $2,000 for $5,000. The funding will come from transient lodging taxes, and until we have as Mr. Frederick had alluded to earlier, the TPAC will be forming fairly soon, and we're hopeful as a result of that, there will be much more distinct guidelines in regards to funding like this, and we won't have to keep bringing this back to council. But up until then, I feel like it's important that we abide by what we currently have, and the request being above and beyond the 2,000, and they're asking for 5,000. I don't know, are you with, nope, okay, I thought you were with the Mushroom Festival for just a second there. And staff feels like this is a good investment, as you can tell by their application. They've got quite a bit that they're going to be doing as far as, lots of radio ads, social media, on television as well, I'm sure in the Rogue Valley area, as well as reaching those in Portland and other markets, San Francisco, Eugene, and Redding as well. So we feel like the money will be utilized sufficiently for marketing and advertising for this event.
Thank you.
I'll start off. I think the Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival is really a great event. It brings people in at a time of year that generally tourism slows down, which is really great for our local economy. I've personally gone to it every year since I've lived here and love it as an avid mushroom picker. And I've always brought my kids mushroom picking since they're waist high. But anyway, I support it. I would ask for an update on, since it's part of this, when we believe the tourism TPAC committee would start. Do we have an estimated time frame for that?
Yes, I was going to address that in the comments afterwards, or I can do it now.
We can wait. That's
okay.
Fine. Yep, that's fine. Just looking for an update on that. But anyway.
I'm in support of this too. This, being a great off-season event. We talked about this a little bit during the budget meetings a few months ago, but we should reconsider either a separate budget item or at least a guidance from the city council to give TPAC a budget for next year, because these one at a time kind of things are easy to authorize without keeping track of the big picture. If without a TPAC, it's easy to authorize this one, but next year they may have to decide one versus the other.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just want to reiterate what some of the other council members have said, and I think this is a good use of the tourism promotion money, the motel tax money. A couple years ago, while this was happening, I went to the bakery here in town, and the people in front of me, they specifically were talking about how they came to Brookings because of this event. And in November, they heard about it, they made the trip, they stayed at a motel, they talked about how much they enjoyed the events there at the golf course. Obviously it's putting heads in beds, which is a goal of TPAC and the motel tax money. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve funding request for the Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival in the amount of $5,000.
Second.
Question?
Counselor Gilat.
Yes.
Counselor Molnar.
Yes.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Counselor Bond.
Yes.
We have a motion.
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Agenda item G, information non-action items, June 2026 vouchers, which are on page 15. Any comments or questions about those? Agenda item H, remarks from mayor, councilors, and city manager. I'll let Tim start.
Sure. Mayor and council, I just wanted to share with you a couple things. I shared with you in the update with the 5 for Friday, and I just got a confirmation we did we did place a job offer to Lori Ziemer's prior job, and I just found out the gentleman has accepted it. He'll be relocating here from Arizona, and he and his wife are very excited about putting stakes here in Brookings. So we're excited to have him. Hopefully within the next month or so, he's already started looking for housing, which all we know that can be a bit of a challenge around here. I can tell you firsthand. So anyway, I just wanted to share the news with that. Going toward the TPAC, and I was hoping Mayor Pareda would be here tonight, but unfortunately, she's let it be known that this is going to be her last term on the council. She's finishing up her term, and she and her husband are going to be relocating to Washington State. And in fact, that's the reason why she's not here tonight. She tried to get back, but couldn't be here. But they moved all their stuff to Washington. And she and I talked about this last week, and I'm sure, like I said, if she was here, she would offer her deepest apologies. Over the last couple of months, she has been knee-deep in helping her husband relocate to Washington for his new job, but she assures me that she will be working diligently in getting through the applications and interviewing some of the applicants on the TPAC, but like I said, I don't want to speak for her, but I just want to let you know that she is making it a priority once she returns, which might be tonight or tomorrow, and moving forward and getting the TPAC selected. So, Mike, I just want to let you know there's nothing nefarious here. It's just the perfect storm, I guess you could say, with somebody moving, and she has the applicants, and I know she's going to have the assistance with one of our council members here as well in selecting the 5. So just letting you know that part. I would like to also, we talked a little bit about Jacobs, and thank you, Mayor, for the kind words. Today, when we had the water main blowout on Chetco and Pacific there. Dustin Nelson, who is here tonight, was one of the first ones on the scene too. He is the plant operator for both our wastewater and our water plant. He doesn't have to deal with the collection side, but he gets very concerned about the water levels, as well as Tony and everybody else in the Public Works Department too. But he was on the scenes monitoring the tank levels and making sure we had adequate supply. Hopefully, Tony, do you have any more updates other than the fact that we're going to be working all night trying to get that?
I don't think we'll be working all night. I mean, it looks worse than it is. They drilled through a 12-inch line. We have the parts to repair it. It's probably back online right now.
That's great.
They're just a matter of patching the road back up, so.
And we did have a little bit of an issue on the southbound side. It started sinking and buckling there. So, but anyway, just, thanks to Tony and his crew and Dustin and his crew making sure that the citizens are being taken care of, especially in the middle of the summer in July. It couldn't have probably happened at a worse time, middle of tourist season. And Mr. Mayor, I'll also let you know, I was talking to one of our local merchants, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, Spencer over at the Honeybee, and he said they're having like a record year as far as he goes. He said we can definitely tell tourism is doing and thriving really well here. So he said, he thought with the price of gas and everything else that they were going to see a serious decline this year, but he says they're doing really well. And if you ever go to the Honeybee on Saturday, Sunday mornings, you better get there early. That's all I have to say. Or you get in trouble for not getting your girlfriend her favorite scone. Just I've heard about that. So anyway, so that's I believe all I have at this point.
Councilor Bond?
I'll go. Thank you for the TPAC update. It's concerning, that it's taken us this long. And as stated, we're potentially missing a window for them to operate and be effective this year. So if I can help in any way also.
Well, we still are accepting applications. Anybody, any business or festival that wants to, apply for it, they're welcome to do that too.
Oh, I understand. I think the TPAC's going to help optimize that decision process. And then I just had one other thing. I'm out the next meeting, the 10th. I'll be on vacation. So at the end of August, early September, I'd like to request a Urban Renewal Agency workshop be added to the agenda to talk about at least the facade improvement program survey results, and if there's anything we can do to modify the facade improvement program to make that, to increase participation, and then also to talk about our individual top 5 urban renewal agency priorities. I think that'll be a good momentum towards action there. That's all I had.
I'll start by really thanking and recognizing the rapid response for Public Works Department. Stuff like this happens in the construction industry, unfortunately, sometimes, and glad to hear that the city personnel was able to jump on that so quickly, along with Jacobs, to get things back up and running. So shout out for our guys working on the road. That was exactly what I was going to say about Urban Renewal Agency. I agree with Councilor Gelato there. I'd love to see that on the agenda for an upcoming workshop. I would like to discuss on an upcoming workshop the Macklin Cove issue. I'd like to get the Parks and Rec Committee there. I'd like our attorney there. And I'd like also a representative from the police department there so we can discuss what are the hours of the other parks in our community compared to this one? What would it mean to bring this one into alignment for the city? It doesn't need to be a really lengthy workshop discussion, but just having all the facts in one place so that we can assist in making that kind of decision. It sounds like there's a lot of people really concerned about it, so I think we should follow up. Thank you.
I just have a couple of comments. I share the concerns about TPAC. I'm glad that hopefully we'll see some progress on the appointments to the TPAC committee. And then I just wanted to give a kudos to the city staff. Today we had the water line break, and other than that, it's been a seemingly uneventful summer for how busy it's been. But things are going smoothly, and the city staff is doing its job. We're not, we don't notice anything, but I'm sure lots is happening.
Uneventful is good for us.
And then also, thank you to everybody who there's a couple of them still here, but who provided comments to us tonight, and the interaction with the community to voice their concerns. If there's no other comments, we'll adjourn at 6:27.